What's going on, man?
You
How
look
are
much
you?
different, by the way. You look thinner, and you've cut your hair. There's something very different about your face. Maybe it's just thinner.
It's just thinner. I'm definitely thinner. I lost like 25 pounds.
Yeah, you look good.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Morgan, I don't know if Jim fully grasped the doc because his takeaway was that he agreed with you, he said, in that fast food is good because chickens are spoiled.
I was saying that there was show the picture. You don't have the picture out of context.
Right. I don't want to make you sound like an idiot.
I don't want to seem foolish.
I'm just, it's like you watch that film and you're like, I can't help but think that Holy Chicken makes some delicious chicken sandwiches. That's what you think when you see the film. That's the takeaway. Yeah.
I love what's great about Holy Chicken, that your fast food establishment is the stamped on grill marks.
That's right.
Like you have a grill stamper so you can deep fry something and just stamp it and there's grill marks on the breading.
Great.
Yeah, we paint grill them with flavor char. We trademarked our own paint grill marks, flavor char. That's right. Yeah.
So you started this you said I want to start a chicken restaurant from scratch and see what the process is to build it up.
Correct. So we wanted to show you, like the first film kind of shows you from a consumer perspective what goes into us eating, the choices we make, and then so I said, well, let's do a film from the corporate side where I'm going to open my own fast food restaurant, show you everything that goes into that, and I'm going to show you how me as like CEO gets you to buy what I want you to eat. How do I market to you? How do I sell you what you want and actually make money on it?
The poor people that are like, oh, this is great. Everything's green and it's natural and organic. Look at all these words on the wall. And it's like every trap that gets fully explained in the film.
That's right.
You just watch people walk into Morgan's restaurant and they're like, yeah, I'd like the crispy grilled sandwich.
That's right.
And you're going, how could it be crispy
and grilled?
It's
fantastic.
And they're going like, is it fried? And they go, we don't use that word. We say crispy.
We don't use the F word at Holy Chicken. We say crispy. And so everybody's like, oh, it's crispy.
What is the study now that chicken causes cancer? There was a new study that just like literally
Doesn't everything cause cancer? I feel like everything.
So.
I try to eat chicken to be healthier.
I'm so dumb when it comes to eating healthy.
Yeah. Oh my God! Wait
to
hear about. I mean, you watch this thing. Wait till you hear about the big chicken industry.
Oh my gosh!
I've heard everybody's heard of big tobacco.
Big chicken is huge.
Yeah.
So chicken in the United States is controlled by 5 companies. They control 97% of the chicken that you eat. The chicken that's grown, the chicken that's sold. It's Cook, it's Purdue, it's Tyson, it's Sanderson, it's Pilgrim's Pride. And these guys not only control the market, but they control the farmers themselves. I mean, I'm in the studio with 2 of our chicken farmers who raise our chickens. Zach Buttram, who raised the chickens, and his dad, Jonathan, who's one of our advisors, who, like, these guys have been blackballed from the industry because they speak out against big chicken. They talk about what's happening. So now none of these companies will work with them. They kind of, slag them in the press, in the media. It's crazy.
Is it hard to, like, get just health? I just want chicken that, like, the thing is...
You have no idea how to just get...
I just want to
get a piece of chicken.
Just a piece of good chicken where the chicken lives a decent life. maybe if he's old and they club him over the head to put him out of his misery and they make me a sandwich. Like,
right.
They get little chicken pillows just put over their face and go, shh.
Yeah, like a small little McMurphy.
When one chicken dies,
their beaks.
Yeah, exactly.
When one chicken dies, 3 days later, the chicken's wife dies because they can't live without him.
It's the Notebook, but for chickens.
Yeah.
Chicken just clucking, no remembrance of where they are.
I feel like that's the new tagline for Holy Chicken. It's the Notebook, but for chicken.
Yeah, I think so. It's romantic.
So what do you eat now? You know everything about food that's awful. Like, what can you comfortably eat?
I just breathe. I just breathe and I lick a piece of rice. That's all I do. No, it's like I eat a lot of chicken. I eat a lot of fish. But these things, like, I still love a steak, but I don't eat a lot of red meat. Like once or twice a month, I'll have a steak. I took these guys to Peter Luger's when they were in town.
I've never eaten there. I
week.
hear it's great.
It's it's one of those things where it's like there's steak places I like better than Peter Luger's, but it's the experience of going to Peter Luger's.
Do you get the chicken from these guys now?
We did not get our chickens. We get our chickens in the film from Jonathan.
Right,
Zach,
I know that.
Zach raised them, and so moving forward, because we didn't have time, we're doing a pop-up in New York City. Opens on Wednesday.
Oh, so you're still doing the restaurants?
Yeah. So the restaurant opens in New York City for everybody to come down and check out. 18 West 23rd Street.
So when you're sitting there, right, and you're watching, you know that this thing is happening within the next few weeks, and you're watching the world explode over Popeye's chicken sandwiches. Are you going, oh my God, like this couldn't be better promotion.
Right.
This is incredible.
This sounds like a great time to bring the grilled crispy chicken sandwich right into the middle of the sandwich wars.
By the way, here's the best part. Morgan's going to realize how much money he can make in a restaurant. Yeah. And then the documentary, he's going to be like, fuck this. And you're going to be a full-time chicken restaurant owner.
He's going to call these poor gentlemen over here going like, I know that like you're doing it the right way. It's much more affordable to get it from Big Chicken. They make it much more affordable. You understand? Also, the chicken breast. People like a big juicy chicken.
Yeah, like that big watery breast that doesn't taste like anything. That's what they want.
Have you guys ever considered shutting the fuck up?
The Popeye's chicken sandwiches are like because
How is it? How is it? I haven't had it.
It's delicious. Absolutely incredible.
Really?
What is so good about it?
It's not delicious, but part of it is because the chicken breast is like it's like a foot tall. It's like this thick, like thick enough that you could never have that breast on a chicken.
You are gonna love the Holy Chicken Grilled Crispy. This is the.
I'm
telling you, this is the greatest chicken sandwich you're ever gonna have in your life.
Right, and it
is the greatest chicken sandwich you are ever going to eat.
It's good for you, right?
It's of course it's good for you. We tell you that right on the wall, so it must be good for you.
It's good for you.
What does organic mean? Because I'm a dope. I actually look at that and go, all right, well, it's something like.
Yeah. Well, organic ultimately means that they are free range, which ultimately, as you learn in the film, doesn't really mean anything.
I know.
Wait, they don't run around on a field?
No. See, that's what we think. Dude, we want these chickens running in a field.
Yeah.
Like
I've been paying so much extra money in the supermarket for like the free range organic grown chicken, and I'm like, oh, they just saw me coming.
Yeah, you know what they do? They open a door. They open a door or a window. And so, because ultimately, and we show you this in the film where I'm raising the chickens. In the film, Super Size Me 2 Holy Chicken, which will be everywhere on demand starting this Friday. You can see it anywhere.
It's great.
So in the film, I talk to you about what goes into labeling of these birds, or what would it take for me to raise free range birds. And so I start doing research. I call the USDA. There's there's no guidelines. There's no parameters of how much space you have to give them. So I literally open up a door and we put a cage, myself and Zach Butcher, and we put this tiny little cage, probably 5 feet by 5 feet, sent to the USDA, gets approved, free range. And to be classified as free range, the chicken never even has to go outside. Like, they just have to have access to outside.
It's their choice.
It's their choice. Like, they're
like Hannibal Lecter. They want to see a tree.
Yeah, you could have gone. Those chickens could have gone outside. They chose to stay inside.
Well, otherwise, that's a forced range chicken, and you don't want that. That's not good. That's not good for you.
That's what Zach says in the film, because they're still free range if you make them go outside.
You can't do that.
I think we've got a new term, forced range.
Forced
pretty
range
good
chicken,
too.
you can't
forced range chicken. It's like we're putting them on little treadmills, making them go outside.
It's actually even better than free range. I was watching the movie, and you're going from restaurant to restaurant.
We're doing what's good for the chickens. It's not good for you. We're doing what's good for them. So it's forced range.
It's like when you take an obese person and you make them exercise, because it's like you're gonna die. You got to do something for yourself. I was the premise of Holy Chicken, the restaurant, is that he's taking the guts of old fast food restaurants and turning them into something, right?
Yeah.
So
and telling you the truth about the business the whole way.
Right.
Yeah.
But with a smile.
That's right.
Right, in a very nice way. But you guys start going to every different restaurant, and I'm like, well, yeah, everybody knows this is bad for you. And then you show up to a Chipotle, and I'm like, fuck, not Chipotle too. Not all I wanted.
I've had their grilled chicken. It's awful.
Yeah, well, it's also just not it's the calorie count in Chipotle's. That's what you don't realize. You don't realize when you're getting one of those big burritos or the bowls, suddenly you've just eaten 1,500 calories for lunch. It's like the.
I mean, that was the one that I was literally Chipotle was like, no. I'm gonna do good today. Today's Chipotle.
Yeah,
and it's that's not the case.
Well, this problem with all of it is it's such this food system where the food comes from, almost all of it comes from the same bad five chicken farmers.
They said organic at Chipotle.
Well, the thing is, again, is there better than other chicken? Of course there is. There's always chicken that's better than other chicken. But ultimately, what does that mean? And that's what we show you in the film, that just because it says better doesn't mean it's ultimately raised better, that it has that much better of a life. I mean, it's hard. Free roaming is what you want to see on a
free roaming.
Free roaming, which and those chickens are so expensive.
Right.
Because those are ones that actually are out running around. They're eating bugs. They're getting seeds.
Not
out
free
in the
range,
field.
free roaming.
Free roaming.
But you actually got to catch them.
You got to catch them yourself. That's which makes you work for it. You work for it.
You can't just shove them in a steel Tupperware.
But those chickens will cost, sometimes, $14 a pound. You're getting a whole chicken costs you $30. It's insane. What you realize as we show you over this movie is that to have that level of chicken, the demand, one, isn't there to drive down costs.
Right.
And two, it's just there's not an industry in place to push that into a place that makes it affordable for people like you and me.
Does every store sell it? Free roaming chicken?
No, they don't. Because
probably not cost effective.
Because it's not cost effective at all.
Where do they sell it?
Yeah, where do you get it?
I'm sure you Whole Foods, places like that, or
rich people stores.
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
You can order them from Fresh Direct in New York. I'm sure they deliver them. But most people will carry the free range, those types of birds, all natural, hormone free.
Oh, good.
Are they?
All these things. Well, because in the United States, you're not allowed to put hormones in chickens anyway.
Were you before?
But you can still say, years ago they were allowed to do this and put it in their feed. But now they're not allowed to do it at all. Jonathan Buttram can talk to this. Jonathan, talk to us about hormones in chickens.
Yeah, what is it?
Chicken farmer Jonathan Buttram.
Chickens have had hormones in them for years. Now then, these large factory farms, big guys, lobby Congress and get the names of hormones changed so they're healthy in there.
No, they just changed the name of the hormone so it's not a hormone?
They can reclassify them.
Oh,
they do this kind of underhanded stuff, like drop shipping antibiotics from Canada and making the farmer run them through his water system so they're not connected with it and stuff like this. This still gets by with us now.
So why did you decide to actually do it the right way and keep doing it the right way? Like, why at no point did you go, this is ridiculous. Like, I got to the system is the system. I can't beat it. I just got to do it. I got to go join Purdue and just do this the way people do it.
Hey, it's in my blood. When God made us farmers, he made us to take care of the animals. And I stepped back and had to look at it. Hey, that's wrong. I don't want my grandkids eating this nasty stuff. I want them eating good free-range chickens. And that's what it's all about, is health-wise and all that. So,
are you worried that your son is gonna, like, you know, wait for you to be too old to do anything about it, and then go like, okay, Dad's out of the picture, we can go, let's go. Hey, Purdue, we're ready to go.
Yeah, he'll probably work out a deal with them to run me over with a tractor.
I mean, that's a good thing for Zach to talk to, because like Jonathan's father was a chicken farmer. Jonathan's a chicken farmer. Zach, who's now a third-generation chicken farmer who raised our birds for Holy Chicken, like he's a great person to talk to about what the industry's like right now, especially for a young farmer. Like he's a young farmer, he's got young kids. Like he can talk about like how things have changed.
Yeah.
Well, so because of Dad trying to speak out and try to do the right thing, and he raised me the same way. Like no matter what, I got to go with what I know is right.
Right.
But I got completely blackballed.
Just because of his father.
Yeah,
just because
I
of Jonathan.
couldn't even
That name is toxic in big chicken.
I couldn't even get a contract. I had $5 million pre-approved from several banks to start me an 8-house super farm with all big houses and everything.
What's an 8-house super farm?
Or 8 chicken houses, of the new houses that are 66 foot wide by 600 foot long. They're mega houses.
How many can you fit in there?
49,000
in each one?
Depending on the size of chicken.
And Popeye still ran out of sandwiches. That's incredible.
But so, like, our farming bloodline got ended because he spoke out, and they just completely discriminated against me. Said, "Nah, you might as well stay with the company you're with." I'm like, I don't have a contract with anybody. You know, who am I supposed to grow chickens for if I can't go for one of y'all? Well, you're just in a bad area.
A bad area.
Like, I'm in the middle of the chicken belt in Alabama. How is there anywhere a bad area right here?
Right.
And now there's houses sitting on the land that we owned at the time, but it was a bad area for me.
Oh, it was a bad area when you were there.
Yeah.
So you sold off the land.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, this is a great place to put some chicken houses.
Exactly.
That's 400,000 chickens. If you can fit 49 or 50,000 in each house, and you had 8 houses, that's a lot.
So we had a 12-house farm that's sitting empty now.
Wow.
They were built in 1986. I grew up in those chicken houses my whole entire life, spent with my dad on that farm. And I got the chance to go start working on that after I got out of college and continued to try to farm on it. And then he spoke out. We got nailed by everybody. It's done. And just, I'm piss poor out of luck.
So
what are you doing
and
now?
It's not just Jonathan and
right
Zach.
now,
That's
it's
the
just
thing.
kind of getting by the best I can.
Yeah, all across the country, there are farmers
chicken
just like
farming?
these guys who are getting blackballed by the industry, who are getting pushed out of the business. I mean, it's terrible what's happening.
I mean, I know there's 5 companies, but it feels like this is why monopoly laws are in place, no?
Yeah.
Like, so that this doesn't happen?
But it's exactly why it still happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's awful.
Want more Jim and Sam? Catch up with full episodes and interviews from celebrity guests anytime on demand using the SiriusXM app.